What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology Retold action. The team game shenanigans are upon us. In the top of the map, in the right of the map, in the top of the map, I'm not exactly sure. In the blue color, playing as Poseidon, his name is Mosca, his partner today. In the yellow color, playing as Zeus, his name is Ulysses. Their opponents today, in the red color, playing as Loki, his name is Keto, also known as Sevro. And finally, rounding out the team in the green color, playing as Freyr, and I'm noticing that my scroll speed is all over the place. His name is Tunison. For some reason, I can't use my arrow keys in recorded games. What happens if I do it? What happens if I use the drags thing here? Does this work? No, I don't have it set up. Nonetheless, we got a 2v2. Let's see how it goes. So, an interesting matchup. We got Norse versus Greek, but we don't have like the ultimate Norse duo of some sort of like Odin, double Odin, or Loki Odin, or I guess Thor as well is pretty dominant in these team games. But the Freyr comes in here, and it's a bit of an interesting pick just on the fact that it's a little slow for the team games. You're going to be letting your partner have a lot of troubles. A lot of troubles moving forward. Nonetheless, we'll see how the game will unfold here. As Sevro pulling back, the goats all coming back into the main base. House coming down as well. And all of the good stuff on the way. The one question I have... The one question, just the one, does Sevro know about the new ultimate Loki tech? I have a question for you guys. If there's an economic upgrade you can grab and it doesn't slow your age up down, it doesn't slow your buildings down, should you grab it every single time? I think the answer is like a resounding yes. It might not be apparent, but because the Loki players get 100 resources effectively back off of the 2 ox carts that they build, they can go for an early pickaxe every single time, regardless of what the map is. Now, if you're playing as Odin or Thor, maybe Thor less so because you got a different build, but if you're playing as Thor, if you can skip a ox cart by utilizing the ox cart and the Savannah tree, you will be able to also get yourself a pickaxe in. Although you will have a little bit of walking time on the other tree. There's not quite enough wood in this tree. If this tree had an extra, I think it's 25 more wood, you'll be able to get away with it with Odin. But definitely with Loki. Getting pickaxe makes a lot of sense to me. I'm interested in what exactly how much... Does he get it now? No. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. Nonetheless. On the other side of the map here, we are seeing double stables for Moscow. For Ulysses, he is going up through Hermes as well. Double Hermes, is it? No Athena. It's all about the Hippias. And that's it. Meanwhile, on the bottom side of the map here, Tunison. He's going through Freya here, not going for the Ula. And you can see that he hasn't gotten any economic upgrades for the time being, trying to get up relatively quick, but it's still kind of a late advance time as the villagers all have to move away. Moscow's centaur getting some serious value here. Meanwhile, over on this side, those resources, it's looking like you can afford that pickaxe. Just saying. I'm gonna keep on going on about this until someone tells me why we aren't going for early pickaxe with Loki. Maybe we are. Maybe we're not. Who knows? Anyways, Hippias checking around on this map, looking for something to take out, but for the moment here, Tunison is fairly safe, but he is going for a very, very interesting route towards his berries or his chickens. He wanted to come over onto this, but there's scouts all over the place. Everyone's just checking out, making sure that there's nothing going astray here. Like, these villages are just... They're absolutely lost. And a classic 50 wood forest fire. There's not 2 forest fires, is there? No. Is Mosca going to be poking his head in? We've got the double great halls down now for Severo. I guess the idea with not getting pickaxe is if you don't get pickaxe and your gold mine lasts for longer. Big brain. I'm not funny, am I? Okay. We'll see how this raiding is going to start mounting as Ulysses just gets a very safe second town center. They do have double ceasefire, so that's enough for blocking out an entire Fleming weapons. Though both Tunison and Severo can get that one as the Centaur picks off the Berserk over there. Trojan Gate Hinge over in this position. As Tunison going to be moving forward. And we'll see how the game is going to be moving along here. Towers up on this side for Mosca here. Is that both of these great players are going to be playing a very defensive game. But Mosca only one town center. Lots and lots of cavalry out. Ulysses is going to be leaving Mosca high and dry for the time being. It's probably worth it to grab crenellations this early on. As the raiding cavalry charge in onto this position. Villagers going to be diving into the tower, keeping themselves nice and safe. As Tunison is searching for something to jump in onto this position here. You can see there's not another forest fire. You can't use... Well, there is once you get the favor. Villagers getting pushed back, but Mosca's still very, very safe. Villagers making a move over onto this position, but they've got to pull back and sit under the town center for a little bit. Mosca doesn't want to grab those goats at any point here, but house getting taken down on this position as the Hippias going to try and push back, and Mosca going to have to rebuild this one. It's kind of like Age of Empires 4 style housing here, right? To block off the side with the houses instead of just a wall. I like it. Nice idea. Armory coming up for Mosca. He wants to get to that heroic age, but it's going to get denied for the time being. As Tunison and Severo are putting some solid pressure on. Villager gets taken down, and Severo is out of there. But while this is all going on, Ulysses is literally just getting everything he wants. He's got farms going. He's eating his goats. He's getting all the stuff over here. And Mosca and Ulysses kind of need to know or realize they're on 3 versus 2 town centers. It's not a 1v1. It's a 2v2. So they're 3 versus 2 town centers, which, whatever that means, you kind of have to work it out. As we see the hoplites on this spot getting chased back. Watchtower going to start joining in, and we see Ulysses says, all right, time to take the fight. Good micro there from Tunison to pull away onto that position, but the hoplites do make a nice beeline for the rest of those units here as Mosca going to be bringing his own units over here to start defending. We see the town center, however, coming up now for Severo to try and keep them in it. It's a very sizable villager lead cooking up right now for our left or our top team here for Mosca and Ulysses. And Tunison in a lot of trouble here, trying to retreat back. Got the military academy attempting to come up. Raiding cavalry going to be retreating away here. We see another military academy attempting to get those ghost buildings in, but the raiding cavalry do slide out. And they're going to be able to get back home. No problems. All the longhouses coming up on the front for the time being. A whole bunch of relics getting left on the map here. Noses the Sphinx and Tearfing Angantir's sword. This one's amazing for Loki. Surprised to see him not just go pure Ursa here with that tech, with that relic, but maybe he hasn't seen it. Let's have a quick look. Oh, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He barely doesn't know, but he doesn't know. Maybe he'll find it out at some point. But lots of logging houses now, so the transition to Berserks is on the way. Makes a lot of sense to make these Berserks because they're cheap. Oh, you get stuck with the Berserk over here. Do you delete the longhouse for this? Part of me feels like you do. Anyways, units now popping out here. Ulysses and Moscow with a really, really nice composition of Hoplite Hippias. Normally this is a very difficult composition to construct, but if you can skip out on one of those technologies, it can be much, much easier. As the raiding cavalry pulling back over onto this position here. We've got Severo a little bit out of position, but he's now going to be joining up. As the Hoplites, they can actually take this fight, no problems here. There is going to be a flaming weapons available for Severo for the time being, but these Hoplites are packing a punch. They don't have any like significant upgrades on them with an exception of that medium infantry, but it's going to be more than enough here as the Hippias going to come in. We see a flaming weapons getting dropped down. Do you ever just click ceasefire on this? It looks like the answer is yes. Looks like the answer is yes. And it's time to retreat back. Part of me felt like Ulysses and Moscow were winning that fight, but nonetheless, I mean, population-wise, it's kind of in the favor of Severo and... Wait. No, it was population-wise in favor of Moscow and Tunison. Sorry, what am I saying? Moscow and Ulysses, but not going to have it happen as we see the walls completely up here. This is something that Moscow is kind of known for. He's a really, really defensive player. Ulysses, on the other hand, has got a bit of a gap in his base here. He could finish those walls off with some more buildings if you'd like to, or what have you. But now Severo on the three town centers is going to be booming up a storm here and moving into a very, very strong Loki. And Loki is a scary god to be facing when he's got a lot of economy going. As the Berserk's moving up to the left side of the map, going to be trying to target down these villagers over here. Dionysus comes through, however, and this is a scary moment. Dionysus is absolutely gigantic if you can get both of the units in on an attack. As Berserk getting some nice villager kills. The wall's not quite up yet. But a heavy Berserks is in now for Severo. And he's going to be running away. But, I mean, these Berserks are not going to cut it against Hoplites. Berserks do not beat Hoplites. You need to make yourself throw an Axeman or something. Basically, just throw an Axeman. It's the only thing you can really make when you see Hoplites as Norse. But, you know, he's going to be attempting to make the Berserks work. Maybe in the Mythic Age, once you've got all the upgrades with Berserker Gang as well as Mithril Breastplate and Call of Valhalla, they might win against no unique upgraded Hoplites. I'm not 100% sure. Nonetheless, the Berserk's going to be charging through in onto this position here. As Ulysses will be retreating back. Good defense here. He's got a random Peltast out, but for the moment, big attack onto the front here. We see Aegir getting dropped down. It's probably worthwhile to drop the bronze on this spot, in all honesty, as bronze does come down. We see the Gullenbursti is in for Tunis, and he can use this one on this position, no problems, because there is a town center of his allies here. As the town center goes down, units on this position going to be taking some good fights outside of that Tempest, but it looks to me like the population of Ulysses has drastically dropped here. He gets the town center kill, but at what cost? Ulysses is now in for a lot of problems as the Berserk's still searching around, still looking for villager kills. A handful of Prodromus in here to have a little bit of a defense, but those Berserks are going to be more than happy to take this fight as we have some Hippaspis coming over here to try and defend. And in that moment, Severo says, all right, time to leave. As the Hippias still taking the fight on the front, they do have themselves a little bit of lifesteal here because they've got that Thracian Horse technology. They've also got Spirited Charge, so they're very, very juiced up on unique techs here in this game. As the Gullenbursti does end up finishing up on that position there. But the problem here is mostly that the Hippias just don't have it. Whoop. Nice little ghost building here as that one gets sniped down. Trying to get their next one in, but not able to do so. And the Hippias will be able to get out of here. But like I said, the problem is that 6.6 speed versus 6.5 speed, the raiding cavalry will chase these down to Kingdom Come. As the units in the middle here charging forward, going to try and take out some of the Berserks of Severo over here as well. Hillfort just about to finish up on the center. Over onto this position, we do have the units getting pushed back. A couple of thrown axemen coming through here to help out as well. As a town center in the center will be going up. Army turning around here for Ulysses. He's got a very scary army. He's made that Hoplite Peltast army, but in all honesty, I mean, there's not really a whole lot to, to throw an Axeman, I guess, or the unit to be targeting down here. You've got to be focus firing with those Peltasts, otherwise they're very, very useless. Big Rock Giant spawn here for Severo. Immediate bolt coming down, though, from Ulysses. That's a free Rock Giant getting spawned into a 55 favor costed bolt there, as the army now clashes in with Tunison and Mosca as well, but it looks like Mosca calls it off, wants to keep his Hippias alive and his Prodromus alive, going to be pulling back, but now there is not a single raiding cavalry in sight, and those Prodromus, oh, there's a handful of them. Never mind, those Prodromus will be useful for a little bit longer, but they will soon be not useful. I'm surprised to see no Bragi here from Tunison, in all honesty. Obviously, A-Gear, very, very strong in general, but getting access to Herbman with Swineray, it seems like a really big thing. Obviously, you have the buff playing as Tunison, as Frere that Tunison is currently playing. You've got that buff that means you have to pick the new god, right? That's nothing else you can do. Great raid now coming through here as the Dwarves are going to be getting pulled off. You know, to snipe a couple of villages over here. We see another Bergreezy onto this position as the Underworld passage coming through here for our main man, Ulysses. He says, it's time to duel. Let's make the fight. But it's a bait and switch. No, it's not. It's not a bait and switch. It's my units are on the wrong side. I'm going to take this town center down. Nogle and Bursty in hand. As the town center will be falling. The panic right now ensuing into Severo and Tunison as they're going to be pulling back over here. The Hippias going to be searching for villager kills while the Hoplites take the town center down. Population differential is well and truly in the hands of Ulysses and Mosca for the time being, but Ulysses gets abandoned here in a way as the Peltas trying to take these units out. He may have to just retreat back through the Underworld passage and give it all back, but the Hippias cavalry searching for something here. It looks like Mosca's only got 47 military population at the moment. He's struggling with that population here. If we take a look why, he's going through Artemis. That's why. There's 2,000 resources worth a unit that he hasn't been able to get. Only 114 population for the time being here. As the unit's pushing over onto this position, going to take down a couple of villages here as well. Great raids coming through. Villager differential is very, very close for the time being. So both teams have suffered in this one. So now Ulysses is back onto the front gold mine. He's got that fortress down to defend himself. Herdman going to come through here in an attempt to push back. But the Hippias are now out of here. And the question is, yes, the answer is Toxotes. But the question is, will Mosca move away from those pure cavalry units? And obviously the answer, yes, because he's now going to have Artemis and he's going to be able to get that upgrade, Shafts of Plague, to apply to those Toxotes. It's going to be very, very strong as Ulysses pulling back up onto this position. But the problem here is that Severo is gigantic. He's got basically full pop. In fact, he has full pop. He's grabbing a 4 town center here. Beltas trying to get a little bit of damage done, but it looks like Severo doesn't really care. He wants the town center up. Lots and lots of losses here. 10 seconds remaining on this one as the Nidhogg now going to be flying in an attempt to hold onto this position, but too little too late. The town center gets taken down. We have the Son of Mouse Spell Fire Giants coming in very, very quickly right now as Severo hasn't been spending any favor here. The unit's going to get pushed back. Mosca's now in the Mythic Age as well. Anyone else? We see Tunison also going to the Mythic Age. Ulysses also going to the Mythic Age. I'm going to assume that that's going to be a Hera. Yes, it is. A huge amount of Fire Giants now available as Mosca pushing through onto this position. We see a town center coming back up into the middle here. I mean, this is probably worth... I mean, is it worth earthquaking? Maybe you can earthquake... Wait, did you earthquake over here? You earthquake this town center. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. The earthquake's this town center. Okay, we missed it. I'm sorry. We missed it. It is what it is. We're going to be retreating back for the time being here. I see Odysseus going to be sniping down that Nidhogg. But look at these Fire Giant on this position. The Rock Giant spawn as well. Lightning Storm going to come through. You can't realistically run away from this, but the Lightning Storm, it does a lot of damage. 125 true damage is not really going to impact those Sons of Muspel here at the moment. We just see the Medusa comes through, gets 1 kill onto that position as those Fire Giants are going to be retreating back. Rock Giant going to be pulling back as well. Onto the bottom side of the map here. Those Toxotes getting some nice kills. Villagers retreating back. Over here as well, the Hippias going to be searching for something to take out here as well. As the villagers coming through, he's not going to be able to get those snipes just yet. But the big problem here is that Severo is gigantic. They've got all the town centers on the map, so there are 2 town centers in front. That's a huge population differential. But these are very difficult to kill. Griggs as a Polyphemus coming through. Look at that damage he does to the Rock Giant there. That's absolutely insane. Because he does crush damage and he's got a huge bonus, and the Rock Giant's got very low crush armor. Funnily enough, just siege weapons are pretty good against the Rock Giant as well. Nonetheless, it looks like Severo and Tunison are in a pretty good spot here, but the Nidhogg's getting taken down. We've seen Tunison has a Nidhogg as well. He chose not to go for that Inferno. He's going to pull back for the time being, but Bellerophon on the front, you've got to get some sort of counter to that Bellerophon, whether that be mass throwing Axeman for with the ballistics to take it out really, really quickly, or potentially a whole bunch of other units. It's the Bellerophon coming through, taking out the Fire Giant of Tunison over here as well. But the big thing is that Tunison here, he can get himself... Where is it? Wait, where is the upgrade? He can get this one. I'm gapping on names here. Granite Blood. And that boosts the Bergreezy hit points by 20%. As if they don't already have enough at 1,020. Well, we'll see if Moscow and Ulysses can hold at this point as all the units converging in onto one spot here. Toxotes going to be taking out those backline Goaty beautifully as well. As the Bergreezy going to be rolling forward or walking forward here in an attempt to take out the Toxotes on the back. The Nidhogg for Tunison still waiting for its chance at glory here. But there's just so many Toxotes. The fact that these Bergreezy are in is the problem. They're going to start getting a huge amount of HP back while trying to take down this fortress. Not going to be able to do so. Too much damage coming in. The divine damage that all of those Toxotes do means that they can actually just take out the Bergreezy no problems. So, a bit of a question in the chat. The Medusa, they don't one-hit, but they get damage done. So, it could look like they one-hit if it does at 400 true damage. So, if the unit's got less than 400 HP, it will look like it got one hit. But it'll also freeze it in place otherwise. There's another hill fort coming up here. And it's looking now that Moscow, Ulysses' pure archer balls right now, making a big push through, getting some great damage on the front. As the throwing axeman, going to get pushed back. We see some more longhouses coming through as well. Meanwhile, on this side, we see a big, fat side build cooking up right now for Severo. He wants to get into the main base. He wants to get some damage. It will be alerted to now with the hill fort starting to shoot, but Heliopolis now taking out the forward town center of Tunison and Severo trying to hold over onto this position. We see, whoop, is that Myrmidon? Is it? It is Myrmidon. I get the upgrade. Argive Patronage. I want to see it. One day we'll see it. One day it'll come through. Maybe this day, maybe not. The Sons of Muspel are back. He goes for them in waves because he knows how important that is to just have like a wave of fire giants while your opponent's got no heroes out. You can get a huge amount of tempo cooking with that. It's half the population here for Tunison. For Severo is on the right side of the map, allowing Moscow to get a town center back. And now Tunison versus Moscow is going to be a very, very difficult situation to be in. And so there you go. There's the Fire Giant surviving the Medusa special attack, but the rest of those Fire Giants going to be falling, and Severo needs to retreat back. As the Moscopolitan is over onto this position. A Fafnir coming through here for Severo. He doesn't even care about his side. He is going for the jugular here with a whole bunch of these heavy portable rams. But a lot of militia will be left in this spot. Will Mosca be paying attention or not? The big fight in the center is occupying a lot of his attention here. Villagers not turning around just yet. He is dropping down a military academy, but with all the berserks to follow up here, this is going to be huge. However, while this is going on, Ulysses trying to push through in the middle here, getting a lot of damage done onto Severo. This attack here is everything, but it's looking as if the portable rams, are they going to be enough? Militia following in on the back here. The berserks taking out those militia on the front, on the front town center here as well. We're seeing more pressure coming through as the Doxotes, they have to come back and take this fight. There's a lot of those big fat raiding cavalry here to defend, and all of those Doxotes are going to be getting carved up as the town center in the middle does get taken down. Ceasefire gets thrown down. Town center gets grabbed by Severo as Mosca is too slow to get that rebuild back in. And Severo is going to be going up to 5 town centers at the moment. He is going for the ultimate carry in this game. Can he make it happen as the militia going to be getting greeted by a huge amount of myth units here as well? While on the other side here, it's looking like he's just able to hold. And now what? Mosca's going to now lose the front position as well. As a whole bunch of those Toxotes are back in here. Going to be, look at the damage that's actually coming in. This thing's got 70% pierce armor, but because of the divine damage, and I'm pretty sure it stacks, the Fafnir just gets erased by a ball of those Toxotes. Obviously, it probably should, but nonetheless, gets erased. We are seeing the town center getting targeted down in a big way here as the portal rams trying to sneak through, trying to get in onto that Heliopolis. They do so much damage back onto that as the raiding cavalry coming through here to support. Fire Giants getting the damage done. Meanwhile, over onto this position, the throw and axemen do manage to get the town center up for Tunis, and Ulysses is too late to the party here. Mosca is getting into a very, very difficult position now onto one town center, and in that moment, both Mosca and Ulysses decide to tap out as Severo puts Tunison on his back and he says, come with me. We're going to the promised lands and I'm going to fix it. Great side build, great push through here. Mosca not able to defend both of them, and Ulysses not able to put the pressure back on to Severo in this game to equalize while that was all going on, and he just could not figure it out. Too strong, too fast here for Team Severo and Tunison. Let's take a quick look at that post game here as well to see exactly what was getting cooked up. So we see the teams and the resource lead for Severo and Tunison just goes into the stratosphere. A couple of moments here through the game, though. The military, actually, it looked like the military resource value lead was never in favor. For one moment was in favor of Ulysses and Mosca in this game. And that's that one there. If you guys enjoyed it, please consider the follow on the Twitch. If on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.